We're live now. Open mic podcast.
Yeah, we're live. It's official.
We're on?
Yeah.
We're doing it live?
Do it live.
Well.
Kinda. Working on comments, though. So you're going to have to entertain the folks.
You mean like right now? Can I talk to you while we were doing that? We're going to talk about your last 2 weeks?
We can do that.
My travels? We've taken a couple trips. Miss Tanya and I have. That's been fun. We got a comment. Let's see what we got here. Oh. So if I send you 200 stars, what does that mean?
Means you're a good friend.
Oh. So if I send you 200 stars, what does that mean? So if I send you 200 stars, what does that mean?
I got to remember all my passwords.
If anybody is on, we're going live in about 4 minutes, but give a shout out on Facebook so we'll know you're here. Let me turn this volume down. Oh, that's the wrong way. Give a shout out. So, see, we got anybody here? We got 27 on with us, it says. But I can't. I need somebody to say hi. So we're going to talk about high school basketball. State tournament just got done.
We're going to take a lot of people's questions, too.
Well, hopefully we get a lot of questions. Remember, on open mic, talk about anything you want to talk about.
Open discussion. Yeah.
Just open mic. So whatever topic you want, it could be current events, it could be sports. It could be what's Jeff up to now. Jeff Chappell, that's a current event. We never know what Jeff's up to. Hi, Tina. Tina's watching, my favorite school board member. What else here? Hi, Winford Ward. Hello. Let's see here. We've got, what else can we talk about? We can talk about, got an election coming up here in a couple weeks, right? We'll talk about that. You changed political parties today.
I did.
We'll talk about
now
that.
we can be truthful.
We got to tell the truth on here?
We're not going to have comments on the screen today.
We have to tell the truth on it.
So we'll have to be on our phone.
Why no comments on the screen?
Well, because we're trying to
I
get
spent $180,000 building this thing out. Yeah. No lying?
no lie.
No lying. Okay.
So I'll have to work on that.
Okay.
So
Let me see here. Live chat. Hi, William Lord. What's up, guy? Hey,
Open
happy
mic.
Monday, Miss Tina. T, that's a good one, right?
Cody
there.
Knox on on YouTube.
Oh, you
Hey, Chris
you
and
got
Phil.
YouTube. I got Facebook.
Well,
We're back to this.
I got to make sure I don't overlook anybody on Facebook.
Well, I can let you know.
Skip ads 150.
Now, Tina, a school board member, it'd be fun. We've got the big issue right now everybody's talking about is vouchers.
Oh boy, we're just hitting it, huh?
Well, we were at a function for the Guthrie Public School Foundation a couple weeks ago,
Oh, look at you.
and we finished. We were on the podium at one point for the contest. Last question took us out. Finished sixth. No,
Sixth.
fifth. Finished fifth.
So
Colin, Luke, and I.
you made it sound like you were like at the final.
We're on the
question.
podium. We got a message says you're on the podium. We're top three.
You're in the top 3, but you finished 5th?
Well, we got the last question
I
wrong.
see why you didn't finish.
We got the last question wrong. So before the last question, it gives you an update after every question, after every answer you give, it tells you where you're at, what place you're at. And we were on the podium. Oh boy, look at you. Mickey, thanks for sending stars to Chris.
I'm getting to Facebook here now, so
Cindy, thank you. That's very kind. Hi, Cindy.
I got to remember to check up on the.
Yep.
Hey, thanks, Mickey. Thank you, Cindy.
What the heck's a star party?
Hey, we like star parties.
What a star party. I want to go.
Yeah. No, they send stars. It helps out this production type
Right.
stuff here that we
Right.
they're able to do. So that's very kind. So we're going to start this thing. I just got a few buttons. I don't have all my all my special graphics.
Chris is a little nervous. This one, Chris gets a little nervous.
Well, no, I just don't have all the features that we'll have in the coming days, weeks, months, years, maybe.
Tina said it's, hey, we started.
Oh, well, not officially.
Oh, well, there we go.
See, I don't even have the music to start us. That's how far, I don't.
What have you been doing?
I know. So I'm going to see if this at least works here. Okay. So now we can start at any time.
Miss Tina on the voucher said it's no for me on vouchers, no plan on how the money will be distributed, and no plan for accountability. Not a good bill. Hi, Heidi Mallow. Good to see Heidi here. I don't know, the voucher things.
Oh, we haven't started yet. We got to do intros.
We haven't started yet?
No, that was just a warm-up. People are here now. Now we can talk.
Well, they're already here, Chris.
I know, but now, because we got to upload this to the podcast.
Oh,
and like
boy.
stuff. You ready?
Oh, yeah.
This is for...
We got no music.
No music. Well, I can add on the... When I redo it, I can add the bumper music. I won't, but I could.
You got to up your game.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to the Open Mic Podcast.
Heidi said it's blurry.
Phil Nichols, Chris, what?
Yeah, Heidi said it's blurry.
Like us or...
We're blurry. The background's blurry. What's blurry, Heidi? If you're looking at me, you want it a little blurry. Well, yeah, we're working on the equipment. We're figuring it out.
The camera part is hard because the lighting during the daytime and nighttime, morning, it's always different with camera settings and how it pops up. So our screen looks clear.
Josh, great set. Thanks, Josh. William, yeah, I've been gone the last couple Fridays. Been traveling with the wife, going to see some of our kiddos that live in different parts of the world. So, and I'll be gone this Friday, William, so I won't be at the head of the table this Friday either. I'll be in Texas. I'll be in Dallas, Texas this
You're
Friday.
quite the traveler, so you've
Not
gone...
normally. Tina says, no blurry on my side. Heidi said you guys were, but it's good now.
Okay, good. Probably when I maybe moved in front of the camera, it got blurry for a second.
Okay.
Maybe that's what it was. But, yeah, so you have traveled to Tampa.
Yeah.
You have gone to, that was for leisure. You went to work somewhere.
No, it was business in
Florida,
Florida, but Tanya went with me, and we stayed a few days afterwards. And then St. Louis.
St. Louis, yes, St. Louis.
Jake and Hannah will be happy to know you remember where they live. That's great.
I do remember they're 5 minutes from downtown.
Huh?
They're 5 minutes from downtown.
They are, yeah. They live in a really cool place. I tell everybody my kids live in Compton. Is that right? How do you? No. They live in Compton Heights in St. Louis, which is a really cool. It's like the Paseo kind of district in Oklahoma City. It's kind of fits my hippie children. Jake's a proud hippie, and which is awesome. And we had a lot of fun. St. Louis is a nice city. We went to this. We went to a few places. Went and visited Anheuser-Busch, because Tanya's got that drinking problem she doesn't like to discuss.
We're live.
Oh, we're live? No, my wife doesn't drink, but no, that's not true either. She doesn't drink beer. She likes wine. But anyway, we went to Anheuser-Busch with the kids. That was awesome. If you haven't ever been, I encourage everybody to go. It's cool. We went on the little VIP Clydesdale tour, which was fun.
Dalmatians,
just the whole thing, the whole campus is amazing. That's a fun little, if you want to spend a couple, 3 hours and
St. Louis, a 5-hour trip?
Louis.
Or no, St. Louis. Seven, yes.
7. We driving out though. We left Friday, right in the belly of the beast of the storm, 3 a.m. I thought.
Was it snowing at that time?
Oh, almost died.
Oh, tragic.
You want to hear this?
Sure, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think
No, we haven't talked in a month and a half.
It's been a while.
Yeah. So we're driving. We decided to leave at 3 because I thought we'd get ahead of the storm. I miscalculated a little bit, put me right in the belly of the beast.
Do you not have a weather app or forecast? Read a radar?
I'm from Greenwood County, kind of wing things back home, and
yeah.
So we get over there where, that overpass thing where you're almost to Missouri, where it goes across the road and you got the convenience store and there's like a McDonald's in there and
You're
stuff.
not talking about Veneta, are you?
Probably, I don't know.
The McDonald's?
Well, like there's the big thing, you drive through it and there's like you could see up in the walkway.
Yeah, that's Veneta.
Veneta.
That's
so
that's
about 2 miles outside of Veneta heading when we're going to Missouri. The visibility's terrible. Vehicles are going really slow. And I hit black ice, and I'm doing 55, maybe 50, 55 in the Expedition. I go hard left, hard right.
Was Tanya awake?
She was asleep.
Okay.
And then she hears me go, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. She sat straight up on like the second veer, and then we go back left again. And then due to my superior driving skills,
Yes.
I pulled us out of the grips of death, and we survived. And I proceeded to pull over at that convenience store and go inside and have a moment with myself. I was shook up. I mean, it scared the daylights out of me.
I've had the one time I've gone on sideways was on the road was 2009, January 2009.
Yeah.
And I was coming back from Edmond, and I was changing lanes, and I was only going 40, 45. And I shouldn't have been changing lanes, but I changed lanes because I was going a little bit slower than the guy behind me wanted to.
Yeah.
Jerk move. Don't be that jerk.
Yeah.
And so I thought, you know what, I'll start going. And I went, and then I'd done the spun. And it's like slow motion. You're like, oh, no, oh, no, oh, no. Okay,
dude.
Okay, I'm about to crash. Here it goes. Bam, right into the cable barrier. I'm stuck in the cable barrier. I hit. I'm like, okay, everything's moving. Everything's fine. The car is not going to blow up. I'm going to go ahead and turn the car off. And the cable barrier worked because if that cable barrier wasn't there, I'd gone into the other lanes.
You see, this has really upset me right now. Your story's better than my story.
Oh.
You hit the cable barrier.
I did hit the cable
And
barrier.
why is this the first I've ever heard of this?
Oh, really? Well, then my car had to be towed. I think it was totaled. And
When the hell did all this happen?
So Lance was born in January 2009.
Okay.
And this happened probably a week before, probably like January 20th, 21st. We were friends then.
No, I know.
Yeah, okay.
How did I not know this?
Yeah, and
Or did I hear this and forget?
Probably.
That's been happening
Yeah.
quite a bit
Yeah.
in the last
There's
year or
medicine
two.
for that.
Well,
and
none that's worked so far.
I had to get towed, and the rear end was kind of out a little bit. It was in the lane.
Your car. Yeah.
In the lane.
Yeah.
So that's my likely my
It
only
is,
story.
but it is.
It's slow motion.
It's weird though when you're just cruising and you think you're being careful, and next thing you know, you realize I got no control over where this sucker's going. And all I was thinking is that Expedition, we got that Max, so it's real long. Mm-hmm. And I thought, this sucker's going to roll. I mean, I just thought it was just going to start rolling. It wasn't good. It wasn't good.
And then you're going down to Texas?
Going to Texas this week. I got a business meeting down there, but we'll go down Wednesday. But Thursday, we got meetings all day. But then Thursday evening, a gentleman that works with me in my Kansas office, he's going down with me. A couple of guys are going down with me, but another gentleman's got other plans. But we're going to going to go watch the Jayhawks play in the first round of the NCAA tournament. The number one seeded Jayhawks, I might add.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. We're going to go to that. Watch San Diego State and Creighton, I believe, we get 2 games in that, but we're going to see San Diego State, Creighton, and then KU and whoever they're playing. It's a play-in game, so we don't know who they're playing yet. So whoever they'll have. So there's a chance KU will lose. They like to lose the 14 seed, 16 seed.
Yeah. They won't ever be the first 1 seed to ever get beat by a 16 seed. It's happened before.
And this is a weird year with KU basketball. It's not a typical.
No, it's not.
Now, they won the Big 12 tournament. They won the Big 12.
Yeah, and that's the best conference probably this
year.
It
is, but anyway, who knows? I think Gonzaga is going to be hard to beat in the NCAAs. I mean, Baylor's got a shot. I mean, KU's got a shot, but Gonzaga seems to play well in that tournament every year. They're like a good tournament team.
Right.
Oklahoma State Cowboys are heading to NCAA tournament. So we got, I think, how many qualifiers do they have?
Oh, in wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it's what the men do when are playing basketball.
But I think it was 2012 the last time that for the NCAA tournament that OU, OSU, ORU, or Tulsa did not qualify.
Yeah. Of course, OSU's out because of sanctions.
OU's the 1 seed.
Huh?
OU's the number 1 seed.
Oh, boy.
In the not invited
tournament.
No,
not invited. So they were the last one out?
Last 4.
Last 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's, I do think I think OU's got to improve their basketball facilities.
Yeah, definitely.
And I like their coach.
Yep.
I like their coach. And let's just be honest, their rosters, coverage are pretty bare.
Well, a lot of them transferred out.
Yep.
Brady Manick and
Yep.
Hardiman went to Oregon, all that good stuff.
Coverage pretty bare. So I think he'll get that ship righted and we'll do well. And then, of course, you just finished doing the state basketball tournament the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, Class A all the way through 4A.
58 games in 10 days.
58 games in 10 days.
That's a lot of basketball.
And a lot of those were eight games on day. So 8 games on Thursday, 8 games on Friday. Then we had 4 on that 2 Saturdays ago, A and B state championships, boys and girls. And then Tuesday we had 8 games, Wednesday 8 games, Thursday 8 games, Friday 8 games, and 6 state championships this past Saturday.
It's crazy.
Inside the big house. And I always look forward to it, but I'm glad it's over. And I'm extremely happy because we stayed on the air. There was a few times
little things.
we forgot to hit unmute sometimes, so some of our interviews were muted. But because with the wireless microphone, if you guys remember last year during the state basketball tournament, a guy said some horrible things that got caught. He thought that was muted. And not that I don't our Southern reporter, I have all the faith in her, but she carries it around for post-game interviews. And
you never know what you're going to pick up.
Never know what you're going to pick up. So I had that thing, make sure it was muted because you never want that to happen, but you definitely don't want it to happen the year after that ugly incident. But
well, I got to tell you, when I used to do the sideline, and Brother Ronnie, he's made me nervous a couple times because he leaves his mic on.
Yes. And
as you know, I always turn my mic off.
And we can mute. We usually have it muted up there, but
I would always turn it off because I was just scared to death that because you don't know. I mean,
a coach, an official,
a player, upset. You don't know you don't know what's going to happen. But it's real world stuff. Interesting. Tracy Williams, City Councilman Tracy Williams, does a great job. By the way,
fantastic job.
Tracy does a great job. But he just posted last week. I'm at 3 semi trucks with horse trailers heading towards Guthrie on 105. Trailer said Budweiser Clydesdales.
Oh,
yeah.
Got there just in time for you.
Yeah, it was. What was cool though, hop back that for a second.
Yeah.
And I know you did the tour back in 04, you said, a long time ago.
Kale was very little.
Yeah. But it was really cool. Like the tack room, the gear is about $11,000 per horse, the leather harness and everything. And it's custom made for each horse. So when the horse retires, they retire the gear. It's in these beautiful, I don't know if you saw it, with a beautiful encased, it's glass encased.
Yes,
it's beautiful. And we got to meet Lester, who just recently retired. It was kind of funny though, because the little handler was sitting there talking to us, and she says, we're asking about the different horse. She goes, well, he's just here on vacation for 2 weeks. And everybody kind of laughed, and she goes, no, I'm serious. Came in from the East Coast. When they give him downtime, they'll send him back there and get pampered and just rest up and relax but they rotate them out. They literally have vacations for these horses.
Well, it's been years since I've done this. So what are they, besides Super Bowl commercials?
Yeah.
Parades,
functions, communities. Budweiser horses were in Guthrie, I believe, at the Centennial.
Yeah, I think 100 years.
100-year Centennial. But just, just events, promotional events, real active in St. Louis, doing a lot of promotional stuff in surrounding communities, but more so in St. Louis. Cool fact, though, about the Dalmatians. The reason they had the Dalmatian, how the Clydesdale started was Prohibition hit in the 20s, and Budweiser was one of the few brewers that made it because they switched to other products. So they could no longer make beer because of Prohibition, but they did like baking goods and cooking goods, bubble gum and household goods, and that's how they stayed afloat, basically.
Okay.
And when Prohibition ended, Mr. Bush's family bought him a team of Clydesdales and the wagon and everything to celebrate the end of Prohibition. And then they got to think, man, this is great promotion. So they deliver on those things around St. Louis. They deliver beer to bars. And in St. Louis, what's real big is the neighborhood bars. A lot of people around here call them dive bars.
Right.
But they're just neighborhood bars, where folks just live in a neighborhood. There's these little propped up bars everywhere. But the Dalmatians were used to protect the beer because when they would run the beer in, people would steal the beer off the wagons. So they had a Dalmatian on the wagon to protect the beer. And the reason they picked the Dalmatian is that they could be easily seen at night. So as a deterrent. So they wanted to see the dog sitting there. So, yeah, it was fun. And then we went to this beautiful.
They still offer the free beer?
Do what?
They still have the free beer on the tour?
Oh, yeah, free beer. They do this. They have this beautiful church in St. Louis. It was a cathedral. Now it's I always get this name wrong. Is it a basilica? Which is basically the Pope. And my Catholic friends are going to crucify me when I say this, but basically the Pope, I think that's how it became a basilica. He assigned it as a basilica. I think I'm saying that correctly. But it's the most beautiful church I've ever been, and it's an active church. People still go take mass there. They go to confessional there. But it's an unbelievable building. So there's a ton of stuff to see in St. Louis. Cool town. Really cool town.
Very cool. Tina mentioned Coach Pete Paparonis, getting back to high school basketball real quick. One more note there. Coach Pete, who coached Guthrie the 2008 and 2009 state championship for our boys basketball teams, back-to-back seasons, won one with his daughters at Edmond North. He took that job a few years back, knowing he wanted to coach his girls. That's why he left Guthrie, and I think that's Edmond North's first girls basketball state championship team. And they were dominant. They only lost one game all season long to Classen SAS, which is a Class 4A school, nationally ranked ESPN by number six, I think. But Coach Pete, they needed overtime, and his daughter, who is going to Navy, hit the game-winning shot in overtime at the buzzer to beat Bixby, and they were able to dogpile. And so Coach Pete now has 3 state championships. I messaged him over the weekend.
How cool is that?
And he said, thank you. I miss you guys and missed your broadcast. So, pretty cool guy.
And the cool thing is, a friend of mine, his daughter grew up playing with Coach P's girls when they were younger. And I was talking to him, and he said, the oldest one, and I apologize, Coach P, I cannot remember the girls' names, but it's been so. I just remember they were little tiny peanuts when they lived here. They were little things, or when they were here, around here. But he said the younger daughter is the best player on the team.
At North?
Yeah. There's 2 of Coach P's players. Is that accurate or no?
There's a girl that's a senior still, I think is her last name.
I'm saying between the 2 Paparonis.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So the younger one's the one that, I shouldn't say better, but is getting more recruiting attention at the same age. But you're going to the Naval Academy, you're doing okay. So obviously Coach P and his beautiful wife, they've done a great job with their children. And he said, we were talking about this off the air this morning, and I said, man, Coach P, that cat could coach.
Yeah.
And he was intense, but it was in such a way that it was good.
Yeah. I remember when he left here, because I know his coaching style, and I was like, I wondered how that would go with Edmond North. Yeah. It's a little bit of a different school, different
mentality.
Yeah. And I was like, well, one of them's going to have to change. I don't know who or what, but and
they've embraced him.
Yeah, they've embraced him, and now they.
Well, why wouldn't they?
Yeah,
you know, but but he is truly one of the he's one of the best coaches I've seen at the high school ranks personally that I personally knew. He's just an outstanding coach.
He still has a
great guy too.
I think it's Ellie who's the junior. I think Tony's the senior. I think Ellie's the I can't remember, but one of them's a junior.
Tremendous guy.
I'm curious after they graduate if he ever wants to go back to boys basketball or he's got a pretty good gig over at Edmond North right now. So
Tina just popped up and said Camber loved playing for him in 13 and 14. Of course, after the great run in boys, he transitioned, resigned as the boys basketball coach, took over the girls team
at Guthrie.
In preparation to go, I think, to go coach girls with his daughters because he wanted to coach his daughters, which I think
at the high school level,
which is so cool. Yeah, at the high school level, but and I think we'll always claim Coach P as a Blue Jay. You'll never not claim him. He's a guy that honestly, I think we'll see in the Guthrie Hall of Fame sometime.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
But it was a fun 2 week of basketball. Millwood hit a game winner as well, a 3-pointer at the buzzer. That video is actually kind of going viral because have you seen it yet?
I have. I just saw it today.
He goes,
Trust me.
Trust me.
And they picked it up on camera.
Yeah.
He trusted him, and it paid off.
Yeah, Millwood, they got a couple of freshmen on that team that at their leaders, and it was. I think the story of the state basketball tournament was all the underclassmen, how good boys and girls there was this year. So.
Now we were talking too before we got on the air about small ball. Of course, the small ball schools fill the gymnasium. Mm-hmm. It was because they're community schools, and the whole town comes to support their team. You were also pointing some out, though, that I thought was pretty interesting. You know, private schools always get beat up about recruiting and, how do these small town schools, do they always just produce tall athletic kids to play basketball?
Yeah, and back and forth. It even happened at the state basketball tournament. We're broadcasting courtside, and the student section are literally 4 or 5 feet from us, so we hear everything. Yeah. No matter how good our headphones are, but they were talking about daddy's money and the public school giving the private school. Yeah. It's just a back and forth type deal. But it's not just a private school thing because being around Guthrie, Guthrie athletics kind of goes in cycles of good teams. But there are some schools that just seems to have them every single year, and it's not just 1 or 2; it's 5 or 6 or 7. But that's it is what it is. But
it is what it is. But another great successful sports season. Yeah, you got wrestling behind. Of course, Guthrie
big time
wrestling finished state runner-ups this year.
Dual state and state
behind Collinsville and both. Collinsville's loaded. Collinsville is loaded every year.
Yeah,
I mean just a phenomenal program.
Collinsville football state champions, wrestling state champions. ×2.
Probably be there in baseball.
Their boys basketball team made it to the state this year. And they'll probably make it in baseball as well.
Make it in baseball. I don't know how they are in track, but boy, they're athletic.
Yeah.
And it kind of reminds you of that great run that Guthrie went through in the mid 2000s. Yeah. Collinsville does right now. But hey, change subject, but talk about the upcoming election.
Yeah. There's the next election is April 5th here in Guthrie for city for people who live in the city limits.
City limits. Okay.
If you don't live in a city and you're not registered to vote, you won't be able to participate in this one. But it's the visitor's tax, better known probably as the hotel motel tax, coming up here on April 5th. And make sure you're registered to vote if you haven't done that yet. The articles are on Guthrie News page under the news section. If you want to change your affiliation, which it's not the Guthrie vote on April 5th is not a Republican or Democrat, independent, libertarian. That's just a nonpartisan deal. Everyone inside the city can vote on that. But it's basically a tax for hotels, where you go.
I'm looking for something here. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're good. Right now it's at 4%, looking to increase that. And that if passed, Stillwater just went through this, and theirs passed really at a high level. But this would go to the ball fields in Guthrie. That could be Quantas Field. That can be the new fields that are coming hopefully soon. That's kind of been a long deal. Maybe I'll touch on that here in a little bit. But it would help with athletic fields. City-owned fields, soccer would be able to benefit from that as well.
What do you think the hotel tax is in St. Louis?
St. Louis, I would go 7.5%.
You would be very low.
Okay. 15%?
15%.
Well, that probably counts as city tax. That's probably no.
It's over 20% when you add up all the city taxes. 20. State tax, city tax, convention tax. When you add them all up, it's 20. So and until really you and I started talking about this, I've like many people spent way too many nights in hotels traveling on business and whatnot, and I never paid attention to that.
I do, yeah.
And now I look at it. After the fact, yeah. I don't make a decision if I'm going to stay in a hotel based on that. I'm looking at, is it close to where I want to be? Just all those and their overall rate, right?
Right.
Is it a good rate? And So I don't know. I worry. I mean, with all due respect to our friends that are in that business, I know that's scary.
Yeah,
because you worry you might lose, but I don't think it'll have any effect on them at all.
Yeah, it'll go from right now it's 4% on the hotel motel tax, visitor tax. It's I say visitors tax because like Phil and I, we're not going to stay in a Guthrie hotel unless there's a storm, we get knocked out maybe. But most of the time it's going to be visitors coming in and spending their time.
Right.
But right now it's 4% plus when you count the city, state, and county tax, which is 9% by itself. That's 13%. So this proposal would make it up to 7%, so it'd be 16%.
Yep.
When you count all the taxes.
Yeah, and listen, it.
No, that's okay. And this is where
it costs money to do things.
That's exactly right. And we're such in a political world right now, and there's people to the far right that are totally against it, and that's fine. That I'm not here to go against that. And there's people to the far left. I kind of go, you, okay, woo, okay. Yeah. I'm here in the middle, and like you said, Phil, I don't like taxes. No one likes taxes, but to have some stuff, you get. And it's not just the Guthrie thing. I mean, it's still already just passed it. It's everywhere. So
yeah, it's everywhere.
I think it's, right now, Guthrie youth facilities are horrendous.
There's no other way to put it.
Yeah. I mean
there's
soccer's
no
okay because, they got a sprinkler system. They have open fields, but they can use better lighting. They can use better concession stand. They can use better bathrooms.
We have no practice fields for our Little League football. They're using the random stuff, playing in the flats, or you'll see kids practicing over behind the dry cleaners on Division, or you'll see them scattered wherever they can. And then our baseball and softball is just, for our youth, is just non-existent. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, Tracy says Perry's Oklahoma hotel tax is 10%. So
10%.
Yeah, and and Perry's got I remember they had a sales tax that helped build their baseball and softball fields, and they got a nice. And they take a lot of pride in that youth complex up there as well. We're on, as far as the youth complex, I know if you remember, the city council said we'll put up $1 million of our CIP tax, capital improvement tax, up if we get this grant. We got the grant. That's the great news. It's a very competitive grant for $1 million, but it's kind of gone. The Indian groups have come together as far as all this stuff, and so it has to go through more layers of government type stuff. But hopefully they can get that figured out soon. Yeah,
I encourage everybody just to go vote.
Yeah,
go vote. Yeah. That's a big thing. And obviously, I'll say, I want it to pass because I think our community needs to. We need things. Our community's growing so much right now.
It really is.
It's bursting at the seams. If you don't believe that, go try to find a house anywhere in this town right now. Go look for a for sale sign. There's just no inventory out there. It doesn't appear to be. Or try to pull out onto Division at any time of the day where there's not a stoplight.
My Sonic trips are.
And that's good. It's good. So a lot of great things happening. This is one of those things. I think when you're growing, you gotta find ways to generate revenue.
Yeah, and as far as this thing, we're gonna have more formal talks on the April 5th election. We'll have Brittany Timmons up here with the Guthrie Chamber of Commerce talking about that. There's a group. I think my name's on the list up there. If you have any questions or comments, ask. You can ask me or anybody that talk to your city council members. You can talk to a lot of people.
They ask me.
Yeah, absolutely. They can ask you.
Now that I'm on your side?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What if I was opposed?
Oh, then,
Phil knows nothing.
Well, then you vote on April 6th.
The 6th of April.
If you want to vote, yes, April 5th.
5th. If it's a no vote, it's a new thing. We're splitting days.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, we joke, obviously.
We tease.
But that's important. It's important to get out.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, too, I think since we're talking about elections, if people are wanting to change political parties, I think you told me they have till the end of March for the upcoming House races and all this stuff in Oklahoma, the primaries. You got to get it done by the end of March if you are inclined or you're thinking of changing political parties. I've been a proud registered independent for years, and there's a candidate running that I really believe in. So I'm switching
So
parties.
I've always been a registered Republican just because I want to vote for everything.
Yeah.
Because here, just honestly, if you
want to vote for everything, then you need to be a registered Democrat.
not true.
What do you mean it's not true?
Well, like the last few county elections.
What I'm thinking of is if you're independent, the Democrats allow you to vote.
Correct. Yeah.
Which seems odd to me.
But if you're a Democrat, as of late in county elections, there's been no Democrats who filed like for sheriff.
Yeah.
If you're a registered Democrat or independent, you can't vote. You haven't been able to vote for the Logan County Sheriff. Now that he didn't, Damien didn't have anyone run against him. So, but the year before that, there was like 6 or 7 all Republicans ran for sheriff. Democrats or independents didn't have a chance to vote in that.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that should be. A lot of people think that should be a nonpartisan deal there. But coming up, the filing period for city council. For state representative, for county commissioners, for Logan County assessor, Logan County treasurer. I think District 1 county commissioner, District 3 county commissioner, Logan County assessor, and the Logan County treasurer, I think, are up this year. And so, they'll be filing in April with all the state representative. Gary Mize says he's not running again. We've had, I know, at least 3 that say they put their hat in. They've already campaigning, already knocking doors. Of course, all that becomes official in April when they file for all that good stuff.
Right,
but judges will be up for election. So this will be a busy primary, which I think is sometime in June. Yeah, so make sure you get registered to vote. Make sure if you're the right party affiliation, if you want to do absentee ballot, all that good stuff, make sure you get that in there because it'll be busy for that time of year. It'll be fun. It's always fun to see who's filing, who's running, who's not running.
There could be some surprises coming up.
The other one was District Attorney's Office, and
Yes.
Laura Austin Thomas says she is running again.
She is. Do we know of anybody that's thinking of running against Laura?
No, I haven't heard anything.
That.
Nothing formal anyway. Some people want to get that information out fast. Some people want to lay low. Some people still decide if they want to do that or not. But it'll be fun to see who files. I'm kind of a geeky in that type of thing.
Election night.
We will have election night.
You'll be going
yes.
live. I know. You'll be doing it live. I know.
And by the way, I've already worked on the graphics. And when you watch all the big networks on TV for election night, and they have all the scroll, and they have the pictures, and they have the check marks, and the red, white, and blue everywhere.
Here we go.
We will have that this year.
Here we go.
Logan County. So.
And another big thing that's going to happen: start offering classes at the Meridian Technology Center South Campus in Guthrie.
Yes.
Coming up.
I think there's a media thing on March 18th.
In a few days. Yeah.
I got that. Is it March 18th? I got the March 18th. No, it's not March 18th. March 28th.
Okay. Is
the grand opening for Meridian Tech. I've already got quite a few articles on Guthrie News page if you want to go read through all that. But finally getting to open. They trust me, those folks would have wanted to open a long time ago, but all their audio, video, and all their furniture was held up on backordered in a cargo ship in China somewhere. So
you and I went out a month or so ago and looked around a little bit. And then I went to the Guthrie Public School Foundation, had a really fun night with games and great food, and it was just a lot of fun, just good fellowship there. And got to look around and talk to Courtney, who of course is the I don't know Courtney's title, but she's essentially director of the campus,
the boss of the campus.
Yeah, the boss, and she's the boss of Chris, and she's the boss of the campus.
Why is that?
Well, she's married to Chris.
Oh yeah, Chris McElmore.
Boss of Chris, big Chris. And then got to see my good friend Elaine Zanotti. I haven't seen Elaine in a long time, so I got to see Elaine there that night, which was awesome. But what a great facility.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be awesome. Luke says, I'm going to take Spanish. I said, I'll take it with you. He said, okay. And I go, are you really wanting to learn Spanish? He said, yeah. And I said, well, I'm just going to be here to try to screw you up.
Yeah.
So
he's been saying it for the longest time.
Yeah.
Judge Duell has been talking about wanting to take Spanish
for his job.
For his job, absolutely. And
that'll be good. But those are the kind of cool things you're going to be able to do out there.
I would like to master Excel a little bit better.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Because when I'm doing all these special spreadsheets for the broadcast, and you want this number and this number and this number to equal this number. And my wife is truly amazing on Excel, and it's like she sets all the formulas up for me, and I just put it in, and I need to learn that kind of
literally
stuff.
We're driving back from St. Louis yesterday, and Tony and I are talking, and I said, we're talking about goals and stuff we want to do, and I said, one thing I'd like to try to learn something new, like learn one new thing a month this year. A new hobby, a new something. And one of them was, and I used Excel as an example. I said, I've been in business for 30 plus years, and I can get around in it.
Yeah.
But nowhere near proficient. So that's something, maybe we can go do that. And I can cheat on, I can study with you.
Yeah, just remember, kids, turn your audio off for a minute.
Oh, audio off.
3, 2, 1. This is how, you got to look. A, B, C, D, true, false.
Okay, got it.
So when you go,
B, C,
so when you go,
what was true?
True, false. So when you go, Chris, 32. C.
All your teachers that are watching.
Oh no, I didn't. No, I watched a YouTube video. It wasn't me.
Oh, that was a hack.
Yeah. No, it was a YouTube video.
You were honorable.
Oh well, absolutely. Yeah.
I wasn't very good at it, but I shouldn't be telling. All my kids are grown, so I can tell this. But I ran into. I actually talked to my old history teacher not too long ago, and he busted me. I think it was a sophomore history, I think. And I had a couple little notes on the palm of my hand. Yeah. And boy, I get down and I turn it in.
They had pens back then?
Huh?
They had pens back then?
Oh, yeah. And we turn it in, and I'm sitting there, I think, all right, that turned out pretty well. And I'm sitting there, and Gary Levy says, Mr. Nichols, I'd like to speak to you after class. I'm like, Dad, Doc.
Were you
I'm trying to spit in my hand. I'm trying to do everything I can to get off there. And I go up, I say, yeah. And he was a coach too, which made it even worse.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, coach. And he goes, I'm not even going to ask you to turn your hands over. Don't need to. Is what he tells me. Yeah. He goes, but he was a coach. He said, but make sure you circle around at the end of practice today and catch up with me. And I said, yes, sir.
What's crazy is, I just saw Tracy's comment about Spanish translation app. If you weren't at lunch last Monday, one of the few days I had off, but if you on your phone Google Translator.
Oh yeah, crazy.
Have you seen it?
Yes, I've used it.
Yeah, yes. So if you download Google Translator, and you can put your phone up against. And the way I learned this was Lieutenant Loya with the Guthrie Police Department was telling me about this.
Be a definite need for that at times.
Yeah. Of course, he speaks Spanish and English, but there's a lot of officers because they have to call him and say, "Hey,"
to translate.
But yeah, so you download Google Translator on your phone, and you can put you're taking a picture, hold it up there, and you can read it in Spanish or English. So if you don't know, if you get a Spanish menu and you can't read it, you put your phone up there, it translates to English.
Yeah, it's cool what technology allows you to do.
And the way he showed me was he put it up against on his police unit. It said police, obviously in English it says police. He put up there to go to Spanish and it said policia. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so weird. Yeah,
it's amazing what tech. I finally stepped into the century and got an Apple Watch.
Yeah.
And, of course, you've been addicted to yours for some time.
Never wore a watch ever until Apple Watch came out. Well, except for the Swatch that I had.
So I get that you're admitting that?
Now listen to this.
You had a Swatch?
No, listen to this. This is eerie. So we were at dinner break during one of the days of the state basketball tournament, and I can't remember what we were talking about, what it came up, apparel or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, what has come in and has come back. And someone asked me about a Swatch. Do you have a Swatch? I said, oh, absolutely, I had a Swatch. It was. And I went to my phone, and I did a search trying to find the exact one I had, and I couldn't find it. And so we're just sitting there, and I open up my Facebook because I have 85,000 messages just to make sure I didn't miss anything too big. We'll get to that in a second. And wouldn't you believe, on my memory, 6 years ago, I posted a picture on a Swatch, and it popped up.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So here we are talking about it. Then I open up my phone.
What was the big deal with the swatch? What was it?
It was just cool. It was just multicolor, different designs, and all that good stuff. Yeah.
Well, but on this thing, the first couple of days I had it, I'm sitting there and it gives you messages and prompts.
Yeah.
And one popped up.
You got to disable those.
Well, it told me to stand up.
Oh,
I said, Tanya and Chris tell me what to do.
Enough.
Well, I don't need another boss.
Yeah.
I do not need another. Cousin Dave jumps in and gives me directives. Mr. Chappell's just mean to me, so you saw it today at lunch.
Sure, yeah.
That was mean what he did today.
Not as mean as I've seen it before, but
he's been meaner.
Yeah.
So I have been gone.
Yeah.
So I literally would leave the house at 7:37, leave Sonic by 7:45, get there at 8:30, tip off at 9 a.m.
Be home at midnight.
And be home at 11:30.
Yeah, 11:30.
And so I literally, my phone, my screen time is telling me my screen time is down 67% compared to the week. I have been completely out of the loop on anything in Guthrie. In fact, City Manager Leroy Alsop called me today and said, I got to remember during basketball season, during the state tournament, if we want anything big on the council meeting, to do it during the basketball tournament, so we don't have to have any coverage there. But
that's good.
So, is there some type of a pizza place coming to the Bluebell? Have you seen this? Heard this?
I've been out of town too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I know that one of our favorite places to go, Simone's, is moving to a new location, which is cool.
Are they opening in April, March?
I haven't heard.
Okay.
But I know they're in there working on it right now. They're just moving down the street. Going to have more parking, more seats, bigger kitchen, so it's going to be great. Congratulations to them.
That's awesome.
That's awesome for Alex and family.
Local entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Progressing.
Yeah, just worked hard, and and through the pandemic, the last 3 years have been difficult for all restaurants. Over 100,000 restaurants around the country have went out of business. And so for them to be doing what they're doing is really testimony to how they run their business and their food. But
that larger kitchen is going to be awesome because there's some things he can't do right now that he wants to do.
Yeah,
but
he said he was going to bake. He said, I'll be able to bake and I'll be able to, so he's real excited being somebody that loves food and preparing food. And
great location on Division
Great location. Street. Like I said, more parking. So congratulations to them. But I haven't heard anything about it, but that would be great.
I saw something in passing about it, something pizza and Bluebell.
Well, all I know
That's all I know.
When Tracy just asked if we were going to have pizza at Bluebell, so pizza at Bluebell. So he's talking about
so if there's anybody out there.
Anybody knows, tell us what's going on.
Let us know. And if there's anything we discuss. This was just kind of an open topic type deal.
Yeah.
As you can tell, this is our new studio.
Yep.
This is our first true open mic podcast. We hadn't had an open mic podcast.
Almost a year.
April 15th last year.
Why did we stop doing it?
We took a little break.
Why did we take a break?
The world was angry. The world was angry.
Chris was afraid I'd get us both canceled.
We were ahead of the cancel. There's a lot of people being canceled. We were ahead of that. And here we are a year later. We were not going, we still might get canceled, but it wasn't going to be.
People would say, what are you guys going to do with those open mics? You got to ask Chris.
No. Yeah. So.
I actually thought it had been longer than that.
Me too.
I thought like a year and a half. It felt like a long time, but it's fun to do this. Like we talked before, we're going to have a variety of kind of shows. We're going to, of course, do Guthrie News Page stuff. We'll still talk about sports stuff.
High School Huddle.
We'll have guest in.
I'm sure you'll have some.
We'll do some business stuff.
Yeah.
I got some ideas. I want to do a thing on financial literacy and get like some bankers to come in and some investment advisors to come in and insurance agents to come in and CPAs and just talk about general financial topics that might be good for people, that they can learn something from, and that'll be a lot of fun. We've got a couple gentlemen that'll be doing some stuff on just general business, entrepreneurial type stuff. We hope to get local entrepreneurs to come join us and talk about their business and their experience and kind of how they built their business and what it looks like. And we're really lucky. We've got some really cool, mature business owners and folks that are just getting started. We got a good mix here in town. So it'll be fun to kind of get those different people to come on and talk about their experiences and what's worked well for them to help other people if they're inclined to go down that road.
Hoping to have more
student athletes,
Yeah.
coaches on the shows as well.
From around the area, not just Guthrie. Of course, we'd always love to have our Blue Jay coaches and teachers, and we'll do some things on education. And, so it's going to be a lot of fun. This hobby is becoming a job.
It might not be it might not be us doing it, but
no. There's going to be a lot of times where it won't be us, I think, but
we'll see how their ratings are. I mean, ours are pretty good. I don't know
pretty strong.
Yeah, I don't know
the best slots probably, but
yeah, right.
But
we'll get the primetime slot still.
Stephen Haggis said he'll get Damon on here.
Mercy manager.
Yeah, and Tracy just posted that CNN just sold to a conservative group, so anything's possible.
Wow.
Well, with the CNN's ratings, they need to do something.
True.
Oh, great. Cody Knox has got jokes. Phil would have gotten GNP canceled.
Oh, I probably wouldn't have put it on GNP, so GNP probably would have been okay.
Yeah, if you notice, we never did the open mic on GNP.
Now we do.
We never did in the past. It was always Chris's private page.
No, I think we went GNP
no,
there.
I don't think so.
Because it was still in there. Because if I do,
you were nervous.
I would prefer it on my private page.
You were nervous.
But we couldn't have comments on our screen. Like I haven't set up yet, but we couldn't have comments on the screen.
He was so nervous. But everybody lost a sense of humor.
Yeah, they did.
They really did, and everybody was stressed out. Everybody didn't know what was going on.
Speaking of stress out, I wonder when the pandemic, when there's an endemic. That's what they call it, endemic.
What's an endemic?
The pandemic is over.
Well, I think okay, I'm just going to say this. When's the last time you saw Dr. Fauci on the news?
I haven't watched any TV, but
it's been 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah. Well, we're not getting daily updates from the health department.
Well, I would say it's over, Chris.
Officially, when does it take a?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Medically terms, whatever that is. When is that?
What I'm simply saying
when do they say we're out of it?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is I think, and I'm not getting on the press for their coverage. It was a pandemic, so you had to report it, you had to talk about it. But we went from daily death count talks, right? I mean, it was obviously at that point.
Yeah.
To now, the gentleman who's been the leader through this medically. Haven't seen him in weeks,
and I don't
think it's a coincidence.
Again, I'm when it comes to politics, I usually try to stay in the middle, maybe a little right of the middle, but still near the middle. But I think I'm sure he's a great guy, but he's too. People seem too political. I think it's if.
Everybody, I'm talking about both sides.
I know. I'm just saying if he wasn't giving updates, if it was somebody else, it'd probably be better.
Well, if anybody wonders if
he was in the heat of it.
If anybody wonders if it was real, I had it.
So far, I don't think I've had it.
Well, you didn't. Yeah, I think you did.
You think I did?
I think you did have it.
I haven't tested positive for it.
There you go.
Yeah.
But I think you did have it, and you did what somebody should do when you were sick. You stayed at home.
Well,
in the middle of it, you did,
and I hated the quarantine thing.
Yeah.
Because remember we did a football game that was in Collinsville. We actually did it in Guthrie.
Yeah, twice.
What was the other one?
There was another one. Of course, I was so ahead of this thing on the pandemic. You may remember when the Thunder played Utah.
Yeah,
we were driving down to set up
to the state
basketball tournament. And it comes on, and I go,
we're listening to a sports radio show.
I was so mad at this. Is so stupid. This is a joke. This is crazy. And I might have got that one wrong.
Well, and I remember. I think I always remember it. The sports guy goes, I think our world is getting ready to shut down.
Oh, and I got so mad.
We had to turn it.
I said turn it. Yeah. I did. I said turn it.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. So much like back in about 90, when did the internet get really popular?
Let's see.
Where most people had the access to the internet. In the mid-90s? 97, 98 is when people started seeing a lot of laptops and they became more commonplace. Like everybody had one. Probably around
Let me look up Al Gore.
But I was at
that.
Yeah, see when Al Gore invented that. But I was at a training for managers this is years ago. And they were going to train us on how to use these laptops. And I made the brilliant announcement in a room full of tech people. This internet thing is a fad. said, you're always going to have people. People are going to have, you've got to, oh, yeah. So I got that one wrong. So the pandemic and the internet, two very minor things.
Yeah.
I got wrong.
That's okay.
Yeah. Do your best.
You'll get one right.
Yeah. Hope.
We'll hear about it. But
So
this is our studio, and I think it's pretty cool with the background there. We get to see that's obviously division there, Highway 77, and excited about what we can definitely do here. Because to be honest with you, doing all the stuff on Guthrie News page, I don't feel like I'm the best writer when it comes to like the guy who's been cutting hair for 50 years and doing a story on it. It's just not my style. I'm not good at it, and I don't want to butcher what he's done.
I don't think you like it as much.
Yeah, and I don't, but that story still needs to be told. Where I think this format here helps us out to have. It might not be a long story, but we can have a 10, 15, 20-minute conversation with that person. So a bunch of kind of things like that.
It'll be fun.
So if you have any ideas, let us know.
Yeah, we want to hear what you guys would like to see, and I want to say this again. We want businesses or organizations that have a story to tell, that want to get something out there, to get a hold of us, because we have spent a lot of time and resources building this out, and we want it to be used. We want folks to come down and use the space and get your message out.
Yeah, and
if you're not comfortable getting your message out, you tell us your story, and we'll get the message out for you.
Yeah, and we'll have sponsorships available on our platforms as well. Maybe you want to do the high school huddle. Maybe you want to do open mic. Maybe you want to do
the plant. Move it.
Oh, who likes it?
Everybody.
Oh, good. Now here's the plant deal. I watered it this morning.
Wait, real quick, Steve. Hey, Steve said, I got one. The burn ban is still active.
Yes, good one. In fact, Steve, I'll see you in the morning. We got county commissioner meeting tomorrow. I'm so blessed. County commissioner meeting tomorrow morning. City council meeting tomorrow evening. Such a blessing to have.
What are you going to do the other 22 hours of the day?
I got a lot of stories to be catching up on.
Huh. Okay.
2 weeks worth of stories. But yes, the burn ban is still in effect. Mulhall had a big fire. I couldn't.
Well, then I know it's outside of our area, but yesterday we were driving back and we saw this big smoke plume, and I said, "Man, that looks terrible." Like 2 hours later, Tanya and I got back, unloaded, ran to get something, pulled out, and we see all these fire engines going out 105. I'm like, "Oh no, there's got to be a bad fire out there." And then we heard that they were going to Chandler.
Yep.
For a horrible fire. So they've been everywhere. So burn ban is very much in effect.
Yeah, it's I forget that. I think March 21st, I believe, emergency manager Steve. I think that's the date, and then the commissioners will take a look at that again. So we were talking, I think this is pizza here. Bluebell Pizza Parlor, grand opening. Here's your free advertisement there, Bluebell Pizza Parlor. But
enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah, we got opportunities for you. Grand opening Saturday, March 26th. You can follow them.
Is it like homemade pizza? Is it a franchise, or do we know?
Well, see, that would be a
good question.
They bring pizza in here. We eat the pizza.
We talk about the pizza. I see where you're going with this.
Yeah.
They're going to get a new Chinese, maybe some Chinese food. And I love Chinese food. Chris, not a big fan.
Not a big fan.
Yeah.
I think I can eat some
Simone's needs to get in here, talk about their new menu.
Yeah. Well, you got to show the food off.
Well, yeah. I mean, somebody needs to test it.
Cheeseburger, mayonnaise, pickles only, French fries.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure the cheeseburger stayed the same.
Correct.
Yeah, you want to make sure that.
Correct.
And then I go, I always think about when the news, the local news people have they cook the cooking segment, and they have to take a bite. I don't think I'd be that person.
You would be good at that?
I'd go, ugh. That wouldn't be good.
You wouldn't. That would be.
I would probably need. I'm sure they test it before they go on the air. I mean, I would have to test it.
You never know.
Or you would have to test it, because then I would say, "Oh, my tooth's hurting." Let Phil have this.
That may be the sacrificial.
Yeah,
I got it.
Yeah, I would have to learn how to do that.
You saying that because it looks like I eat more pizza than you, or what's the?
Well, no, I'm not willing to. I've gone out, and I'm not a big
taste it. Hey, does this look good?
Okay.
Because if it smells,
I got to tell you this.
If it smells weird to me, it's not going to taste good to me.
So we're in St. Louis. You
Love asparagus.
talk about eating pizza. We're in St. Louis. We're in the hotel. We get upstairs. It's kind of late in the evening. We didn't eat dinner that night because we were just too busy doing other stuff, and so we weren't real hungry when it was dinner time. But now we're.
Did you do the Arch?
No, but we've both been to the Arch.
Oh,
and
you've
stuff.
been done.
We'll go back next time we go. We're going to go to the zoo, the Arch. Going to go to a ball game next trip up.
Zoos.
Oh, love the zoo. But anyway, so I said, well, hey, they've got a pretty nice little snack area down in the main lobby, and why don't you let me run down there and I'll see what we can get. And she says, okay. So I go down to the snack area. There's a bunch of families checking in. Chris, you're going to want to pay attention. You're going to like this.
I'm listening.
And so I had a few things, and there's a bunch of kids there anywhere from the age of like 5 to 13, right? Probably 6 or 7 kids amongst a couple families checking in.
Yeah.
And everybody's kind of standing around, and I said, I was trying to get the lady's attention, and she was busy, so I stopped. She goes, who was needing me? And this little boy looked at me about 8. He goes, the bald-headed chubby guy had a question. It was so funny. So the bald-headed chubby guy had a question. This little boy about this.
Did the mom and dad go, no?
It was so funny. I laughed harder than any of them because I am bald-headed, I am chubby. I mean, it was so funny. But just the way he did it was so casual. It was awesome. So the mouth of babes strikes again.
But if Jeff Chappell said that.
Oh, I'd be angry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when Jeff says it, it's not sweet, it's me. Jeff likes to attack me. There's no doubt about it.
Anything else? I've been gone. In fact, I was of all those 10 days, that Friday was the hardest because I was so tired. I was like literally my eyes were hurting, and my niece Brayden helped me with a bunch of those games, and we were driving home Friday. I was so tired. This is so stupid, but I was driving and I was like, man, I can't remember the last time I even opened up my refrigerator door. Which I think it had been last Sunday.
Yeah.
When I was home because I made some steaks for the family.
So when you got straight home, do you go straight to bed?
Straight to bed.
So you don't shower before you go to bed?
No,
Ooh.
Now, but I didn't
How do
sweat.
you sleep?
I didn't sweat.
How do you sleep?
Now, if I mow or if I sweat or something, I have to shower. I can't go to bed sticky.
Oh.
I can't go to bed.
You got to
sticky.
bathe before you go to bed and the next morning.
Like today,
you got to knock the dirt off.
Like today, I worked in the office. I went to lunch, and I've been here in the studio. So I haven't worked out. I haven't worked out a sweat or anything. So I'm fine.
Oh boy, go ahead.
So I have to take one every day, but in the summertime it could be 2 or 3 showers.
Yeah.
Chapel.
Well, yes, he just popped up.
His people got a hold of him.
People got a hold of him, but. Justin Fortney just said, anytime you want your liberal friend on the pod, just let me know.
Oh, absolutely.
My favorite hippie. Well, you know what? That's not true anymore, Justin. Jake's my favorite hippie now.
Oh, your son.
My son. I mean, you're a close second, but Jake's
see,
my favorite hippie now.
I get along with all of them. The Justin's fine.
The hippies?
No, the liberals.
Oh, the liberals.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I don't care.
I know. We don't. Yeah.
And Justin, he would be great to have on.
Oh, absolutely. I wish you would do more of them with us.
Yeah, that'd be great, actually, Justin, because he's so in tune with what's going on in the film industry and just everything has to do with Guthrie.
Yeah.
And not just Guthrie. He's
Social
really
media.
dialed in just on everything in the state of Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I mean, very dialed in. So, Justin, you're always invited.
Because we can
anytime.
Justin and I, we can laugh at Republicans. We can laugh at Democrats.
Oh, yeah.
We can laugh at you. We have a lot in common. Go ahead.
Justin and I, for years, as you well know, have been giving each other a hard time.
Yeah, I don't. Hold on.
Oh,
I don't hear him giving you a hard time.
really?
Really?
That's the route we're going to go.
I hear you go after him all the time.
I can pull up pictures that were posted on Facebook. Let's just say that were photoshopped. That didn't show me in the greatest light that Mr. Fortney was responsible
You
for.
think he did that?
Well, I think he commissioned it.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. He turned his sister on me.
Ooh.
Boy, you don't want Steph coming after you. No, saddle up, boys, if Steph's coming at you.
That's a good one.
No, Justin does great work for our community, and he's just a good dude. He's got a beautiful wife, great kid. His son looks like a young Mick Jagger, which always freaks me out.
You know, maybe was it during your political race that you had with Fortney that when he beat you
governor?
out?
Well, that was
That was Republican Phil.
There was a request.
You had the big black trench coat.
Looked like I was going to shoot somebody. That was.
I remember those.
Yeah,
photos.
that was funny. There was a request for a recount on that, and because of political misgivings, it never occurred. Fortney bought him off, and so I don't feel that was that's honest reflection of how the votes went.
That's how you win those.
Cheat?
People buying, putting money in.
Oh,
that's
I
how you
forgot.
win.
That's what it was for.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
The ghost of territorial governor passed. Yes, it was. That was fun, though. That was a lot of fun. That was a long time ago.
Thunderstorm warning for Carter and Love counties until 7 o'clock. I can't wait.
Where the hell was that at?
Down south. Carter County would be Ardmore.
Oh, Ardmore.
Yeah, Ardmore.
Why do we care about that? Because the casino's down there? We don't want nothing to happen to it?
No, I'm ready for thunderstorm weather.
Why?
Love thunderstorms. Love April, May.
Okay, now we've talked about this, I'm pretty sure, but are we going to start chasing tornadoes, you and I?
Well, it's hard for me because I got to report. So,
Is that why?
Yeah.
Okay. You know who would be fun to chase storms with? Mr. Chappell.
Whose car are we taking?
Well, he's no rookie. It'd be mine. He'd make me take mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's smarter than that. Yeah. He's a good driver. I bet he's good in off-road driving. I bet he knows a lot about shortcuts in Guthrie.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Probably.
Yeah?
I would think so, yeah.
Yeah. I bet he knows how to cut through different places and how to take back tracks to different places.
What you think was a trail was just
you think it's a
Chapel's
trail.
playground.
Yeah. Chappell knows how to maneuver around those things.
Yeah.
He's good at that stuff, I bet.
Okay, so
Well,
what
there's a
else?
video of that
I've been gone 10 days, so are we missing anything? Oh, Cody, yeah, Cody loves chasing those storms. Cody does that.
Sounding the siren is fun. Steve says, I'm not. Long nights ahead. Yeah, Steve,
Yeah,
your business,
yeah.
that's long night. But I tell you, we're so lucky to have the advanced warning systems we have and we've had for years, and they just keep getting better.
Guthrie News page, push alerts.
Well, I don't know about all that, but I mean, the alarm, the sirens, and the work that they do, and the way they respond. Okay, I like Guthrie News page push alerts.
Thank you. And speaking of, you be sure to go to your Apple, Google Play Store for your Guthrie News page mobile app. It's free to everybody, and be sure to get push notifications turned on because I do send those out. I don't send them out like 4, 5, and 9 does 85 times a day, but if I push an alert out, it's important.
Okay, before I ask that, Steve said that while he's in the office, we could be his volunteer storm spotters.
Yes, they have that. You can go through the National Weather Service. They have a little 1-day course.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
I would so do that.
I would do. And Stephen helped me out when they're in any future dates, but it always comes up. I usually have basketball or I can't remember baseball.
Is it too late to do?
I don't know. That's what Stephen, maybe he can look at.
Stephen, let me know, because I actually, that would be fun. I would love to do that. That would be
I know a
awesome.
lot of police and firefighters do that because they're out and about.
Or I could just be one of the crazy guys that just call Steve and say, if I'm not certified.
Now, I wonder if we get like a radio and flashing lights.
Oh. Okay, for those of you who don't know, Evans has been trying to find an angle to get lights on his vehicle for years. Years. True?
But in the right way.
Well, yeah. If you weren't worried about doing it legally, you'd already have them. I mean, you want them that bad.
Well, I try to get to the scenes and people slow down, don't know how to drive.
Well, I've been in the car with you before when we went to, it was an officer assistance call. Remember that?
Yeah. It wasn't officer down.
No, it was an officer needs assistance.
But there are those calls, but this one was more than that. It was officer.
It ended up not being that serious, but when we got there,
everyone thought it.
Oh, everybody thought it was.
The officer was fighting the suspect.
It was in a scrap.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, he won, by the way. But let me tell you, He headbutted him, remember?
Yeah, he did.
He headbutted him.
Yeah.
Pretty outstanding. But we were
on the east side of town.
on the east side. We were at an eating establishment doing a show.
Eating establishment could be a great sponsor on the show.
It could be, yeah.
We can tell you where we eat at.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but we jump up, and we left our equipment there, remember? Because we had to go back and get it
Where were you in the show?
We were doing our Wednesday night show.
Yes.
And the call comes out on your radio, and we go flying out, and I'd never been on one of these calls. I've been on 2 calls with Chris. One was late at night in the winter where he wore his plastic boots. First time I ever seen him in his plastic boots. And plastic cowboy boots. They were very cute. And then the other one was this night, and we get in this vehicle. Dude, you need lights, you need a siren, you need it all. I was scared to death riding in that car with you.
Did it safely, though?
Well, that's up for debate. I didn't feel real safe.
The only one that was kind of like, was Noble and
Got a little bouncy.
Noble and Division.
Yeah, got a little bouncy.
Weave in and out there, but
Oh boy, Mark Bruning's watching. That could be a problem.
no,
I have amber and white lights on his. It's legal. Cody, so you could get amber and white lights.
yeah.
Well, what are we waiting on? Let's go outfit that bad boy up.
I'm gonna make sure it looks good.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
you might need to get a new car.
There
There are 2-hour classes free online. Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, yeah. No, I thought
No, I'll do that. That's awesome.
I know in the past they had them at places. I didn't know they're online now, which makes perfect
I
sense.
know 4 or 5 people that we may or may not dine with that ought to do that.
Yeah. No, you have to pass the test, or
Well, remember, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, no, we're good. We got that.
who would be the smart one in our little
In our group,
in our
that's simple. Not even close.
chapel?
No, Chapel's the most street smart one.
Oh, Colin.
Colin,
Yeah.
all due respect, Dr. Simpson.
Yeah.
I mean, he would be up there, but Colin's, both of them doctorates. Both of them have a doctorate. But,
Yeah.
And Judge Duell would be up there. Basically, anybody that can put me in jail or kick me out of school, they're the smart ones. So
the smart ones.
Chapel can't kick me out of school, although he can torment me repeatedly.
Oh, no test given.
What?
We can just get a certificate.
Another certificate?
Yeah.
Look, we're done. I'm in.
I thought
No
you
test given, a certificate to frame. Oh, I'm in.
honestly thought when you were talking about the Meridian Technology Center having the first event there was the chamber banquet. I thought you were going to bring that up, but no, you didn't.
I wasn't there.
Oh,
You remember why I wasn't there?
you had COVID.
I had COVID. Remember? Okay, this leads to another quick story. I call Chris and say,
yeah.
when's the chamber banquet? Because a little birdie had told me that my little buddy was going to be named Citizen of the Year. Well deserved, by the way, Chris.
Thank you.
And so
we're going to start at this point. We're not going to talk about the past months and years leading up to this phone call.
who's telling this story?
Go ahead.
It's my story. So I call Chris up and I say, hey, when's the chamber banquet? I think I want to go this year. And he just gives me a rash of crap.
That you well deserved.
No.
If the phone call
I have no idea where this came
If
from.
the phone call happened again in 5 minutes, it'd be the same.
I have no idea where this came from. I have served on the chamber board in the past. I've been a proud member in the past. I've done all those things.
In the past.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm of an advanced age. It's time for the younger generation to come in and
You can still be an investor.
do things. Oh, I've invested.
Yeah. Have you turned in your paperwork and all that stuff? I told Brittany you were going to do that.
Oh, boy, this is backfiring.
And have you turned in your YMCA annual contribution?
Did that at the, you're going to appreciate this.
I knew you did because your name was off the list.
I've been telling Chris for a week, God, I gotta send that in because they send it out. And every year I donate to the YMCA.
Yeah.
And so.
We both do.
Yeah, we both do. Time and energy, cash.
No.
I'm playing.
I do write a check for that. I'm on the board. I have to.
And so I keep telling Chris, I got to send this in. I forget, and I'm setting at the function for the foundation, and guess who walks by?
Caitlin Hinkle.
With that beautiful, the sweetest girl, truly, one of the sweetest young ladies you'll ever meet. Beautiful young lady.
This is her first campaign season.
Doing a great job. I see her, she's smiling, come over to say hi, and the second I see her, I go, oh! And so I gave her cash, which that made her a little nervous. But
She probably didn't have a receipt book with her.
That's all right.
But no, you made the pledge.
Yeah, I made the pledge.
And you were just paying off.
Yeah. So, but I'll get down and see Brittany.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I'll do. Brittany comes on and does a show with us. I'll write the check on the air.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Talking about being a chamber member and doing all that good stuff. An investor.
Investor.
Is that what you call it?
Investors.
Investor these days?
Investors.
Investors. But we have a great chamber. Brittany's done a great job.
Yeah.
Chris and I like
They're downtown as well.
They are a new location, but I call Chris up, not knowing he's going to be Citizen of the Year, obviously, and he gives me this rash of crap, and then I get COVID, and then he gets the award, and one of the first things he says, some phone calls I've been getting the last couple of weeks make a lot more sense now.
They did a good job of hiding my wife because my wife doesn't do any functions whatsoever. She's not one of people. And they had her hidden until I was do that, and they covered up the awards. So I was like, well, that's kind of weird. Aaron Reimer, I usually make all the help Aaron with all the graphics, and he's learning the software that we do a lot of our programming on. He's like, let me try it by myself. I don't want your help. I'm gonna try. I was like, well, that's okay, Aaron. That's awesome. And then your phone calls, and I get it. I'm like, okay, this makes sense.
Tracy wants me to do a big cardboard check.
Cardboard check?
You know, one of the big
yeah.
I always think of Semi-Pro, the movie Semi-Pro.
Not me. I always think of Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's true. Yeah, he had that truck full, or the back seat was full of checks. Big checks. I want my check now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But remember the guy, the hippie that made the full court shot? It was Kelly. Bad News Bears.
Oh, I've never seen Semi-Pro.
Okay, this is a real problem. We could do an entire show on great movies that Chris Evans has never watched. For example, big baseball guy, right?
Yeah.
Moneyball.
Never seen it.
Never seen it. One of the best baseball movies I've ever seen.
I'm going to watch it, though.
Never seen it. Have you seen A League of Their Own?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Many. I can word for word that one almost.
What's the one, Kevin Costner? If you build it, they'll come.
Field of Dreams. Oh, many times.
Okay, so you're better than.
Look at that.
Yeah, no, you do. But Semi-Pro, you need to put that down.
Okay.
Absolutely hilarious.
I've never seen Godfather. Never seen that.
Well, see, now you're just showing your ignorance. We don't want to do that.
I've seen all the Rockies.
You've never seen Godfather, and one of our good friends' dads won an Oscar for a screenplay for that.
I don't want to talk about my business here.
Yeah, well, T-Fred would be greatly disappointed.
Yeah, I've never.
Yeah,
T-Fred usually watches as well.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But not real big like on the Batmans.
Yeah, I like the first
Captain
one.
America's.
No, I'm not. I'm not big on those.
The Wonder Woman.
No, I'm not big on them. That one's.
Well, I meant the movie.
Oh, but no, I'm not big on those. But I like shows like Tony and I just watched a really good. You know what we've gotten into are these like Peaky Blinders on Netflix. Okay, Shameless. We've never watched an episode of Shameless.
Yeah, I've seen the Shameless.
We've watched every episode because we binge watched it over like a month. We just sat down and just watch, and I felt so dirty watching that show because it was just some of the storylines are just so over the top.
Yeah.
You know, but you couldn't not watch.
Yeah.
It was. So
Frank?
you got to say
Is that
it's
his
a
name,
great
Frank, the dad. Yeah.
So you got to say it's a great show.
Yeah.
Because you just can't not watch. Sopranos when it was on.
Never seen that.
Every episode, love that. But Godfather's my favorite movie all time, so it would make sense. I like Sopranos.
Yeah.
You know, but great show. But there's so many good series on Netflix, you know, right now. So I don't watch as many movies as I do these series that are all over the place.
I love the documentaries. I'll watch.
Yeah, I like documentaries.
I'll watch all those.
Yeah,
I'll watch all those.
That's good. Well, last thing on sports.
Oh yeah.
Tom Brady was retired for 39 days.
He saw those gas prices.
Saw those gas prices. He said, "Listen, we got to get back to work." Yeah, no, but did you really believe he was retired?
Nope.
You didn't?
Nope.
Yeah,
you know why? Never had a press conference.
He never did.
Never had a press conference.
I think when Adam was it Adam
Schefter?
Yeah, he came out and he did break the story, but there's a part of me that thought like you did. You know, how do you And listen, he had one of the greatest statistical years of his life at 44.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's a machine. And I saw today where they're the third.
He didn't want to retire and be at home with his wife. And
Who'd want to hang out with her?
Yeah.
It's the third. They're the third most likely to win the Super Bowl now since he announced he's coming back.
What about the guy who bought the football for
$518,000 on Saturday? He announced he's coming back on Sunday. I told a guy that says that guy's got to be hot. And I said, he might be hot, but if you paid $500G for a football, it didn't hurt you financially.
No, he's probably fine.
I mean, you're okay. So, yeah, good stuff.
Is Gronk coming back?
I haven't heard that. I know Gronk said what he said was, if I'm not going to play for Brady, I'd like to play with the kid from the Bengals. I just went blank. Joe Burrows. But I bet if Gronk's back, I bet Gronkowski will be. Or if with Tom back, I think Gronk will be back.
Yeah.
They lost another lineman today. They had lost a lineman to Cincinnati, a starting guard, and they had another starting lineman retire. So, they got some work to do. They got some work to do, and they will. They'll go spend the money and get guys.
We're wrapping up here. I forgot the governor's race is also going to be up.
You think that's going to be close?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. We've had a history of, it'd be Republican governor, Democrat House and Senate, or Republican House, Senate, Democratic governor. So it's in play. And I think Governor Stitt is he's a polarizing figure.
Yeah.
So I think you're either are like, I know people are like, he's okay. Or I don't know a lot of people that just love him, but I know a lot of people are like, I mean, he's doing all right.
Yeah.
But then on the other side, I see people that have venom for him.
Yes.
That just hate him.
Venom would be teachers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a lot of venom there.
Venom would be the tribes.
Tribes, yeah.
So with tribes.
Both pretty big lobbyist groups, I might add.
Yes. And, Joy Hoffmeister has won 2 elections before, so she knows how to.
She knows how to run an election.
Knows how to run an election. I think she did
and because of the position she's in, I think she has name recognition statewide.
Yes.
So that'll help her, but it's still going to come down to this. It's still going to come down to who's got the most money, who can go out and do the most. So I think Stitt will win. I think he'll win, but I think it's going to be.
If I had to pick one, I think that's who.
Yeah, but I think it'll be much closer than what a lot of people think.
And that doesn't happen until November.
Yeah, so it's going to be heating up.
They got to go through the primaries if they draw in an opponent. But
Imhoff announced his retirement.
I think that one's wide open.
Yeah, it's wide open. Has anybody outside of the kid that was press secretary?
Mark Wayne Mullen.
Yeah, I saw. I've got some mailers from him already.
Nathan Dahm.
Okay.
Dahm was going to run for U.S. against Langford.
Yeah.
But now he's going to run for in-house spot. So I think that one's wide open.
And I think we're going to have some interesting elections with some decisions some votes that were cast on the voucher system. Mm-hmm. I think right in our backyard, I think there's going to be some people there's some people that aren't real happy with some of the votes that were cast on the vouchers for schools.
Yep.
Not saying I am or I'm not, but I know they're not happy, and I think that could lead to some efforts. I don't even know if Chuck Hall's going to get an opponent. I don't know. We know that Gary's not running again, and of course, there's 3 announced candidates for his seat so far.
Yeah, I think if Chuck does draw an opponent, I think Chuck should be safe.
He voted yes on this voucher thing, though.
He voted yes for. Okay, see, I promise you, I've been out of the loop for 10 days.
I talked to a couple of school board members, and they were not.
Now Gary Mize is against the voucher. I know. On a Facebook post over the weekend, I saw that he was against it.
But the only reason I know Chuck voted yes was this one school board member told me.
Okay.
And then we talked to some other people in education that said that as well, and that was an interesting to me. That was. Knowing Chuck and kind of how he's been most of his time in office, that surprised me that he voted yes.
I'd be surprised with. I would be surprised with that as well.
I'd like to hear his reasoning.
Yeah, and we might be able to get
it'd be good to have him on.
Chuck, have him on here.
I think Chuck's done a good job.
Yeah. It's weird because the way that it's written now, the Senate wants to pass it, and the House at the state capitol says we're not going to hear it, and so I think they might be taking some parts out to make it to the House and listen. And when you take, and the way all that political stuff works is, okay, we'll take this out. Like medical marijuana. let's have medical marijuana. We'll lead to recreational marijuana in 3 or 4 years. But let's just start with medical marijuana. And then
I think it led to recreational marijuana in 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah.
Once it was approved. Because if you talk to anybody that's gotten a medical marijuana card, it's not real tough. You can walk into a dispensary and get a card.
Really?
Yeah. You can go do your paperwork. I shouldn't say get your card. You can go do the application and everything in a dispensary. I don't want to misstate that.
Because isn't there like when you walk into one of those, isn't there a security point?
Yeah, you got to check in.
And then you can go in.
Yeah, but if you're coming in for the first time, you know, they help you in that area away from the dispensary.
Okay, because I remember
or that's what I've heard.
You know, I've done a crime story when one of the local ones got robbed.
Yeah.
And that's why I learned that there's
throwing shots.
Security.
The other thing that's happened that I saw that was an interesting conversation that we had last Thursday in our lunch group when you were down at the basketball games is that was the day that the story came out. I think it was a story, or maybe it wasn't a story, but anyway, the state troopers there's something already passed the House, I believe.
Yes, I got the email. I got to do the
35% pay raise.
35%. I was going through my 85,000 emails this morning, and I was like, trash, maybe, as far as doing articles on, and I saw that.
So how do you feel about a 35%?
That's pretty steep.
Stout.
Pretty steep.
I mean, I will tell you this.
I don't know the dollar figures, and I'm sure.
Well, the average trooper, we looked it up, and I could be off a little bit, but on the statistics we looked at that day, just on our smartphones, they said now this isn't starting. This is the average trooper makes.
And it's hard to become a trooper.
Makes low 60s, okay, on average.
Okay.
So if you just take a 35% raise of 60,000.
30, 20,000, 80, 20,000.
Be in the 80,000s.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I haven't. The first thing I saw it this morning, so I haven't seen or heard anything. I just saw pay raise. I was skimmed through the release, and I saw 35%. I was like, oh wow, that's.
Now I will say this because
does that mean let's ask for 35% and get 20?
35 was voted on by the House and passed unanimously.
Wow.
Passed unanimously. So, and now they're undermanned, I think, 200 troopers right now.
Yes.
So they're having a hard time recruiting troopers.
When there's an accident or they need to respond, they're not in Logan County. They're coming from Oklahoma County or Lincoln County.
By law. I was told by law, the troopers have to respond to those accidents in the county.
Oh, yeah, they have to.
Right.
But there's not like... I
understand what you're saying. There's not enough bodies to cover everything.
Correct. So they're in Oklahoma County.
So let me say this. I want to be really clear about this. My gut reaction when I saw 35, looking at it purely from a guy who's given raises for a lot of years, you know, percentage-wise, never given a 35% raise in my freaking life.
That's
okay. Now
that means they probably haven't. When's the last time
haven't
they
had one in quite a while?
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
But my point is my gut reaction was, holy crap.
That was my gut. Yeah.
And then, and that was still my gut reaction at lunch. And then when we left, I started thinking about it. I said, oh, wait a second. These men and women work fatality wrecks. Mm-hmm. They're on the side of the highway in horrible storms. There's troopers killed every year in the line of duty. They work, I mean, you know, everybody's got an opinion about this. Yeah. This is just mine. But I want our law enforcement well paid. I want our first responders very well paid. I want our teachers well paid.
It's hard to be a trooper, too.
Yeah, it's hard to.
You have the degree.
I think you have to have at least an associate's degree.
Okay, and you have the training,
it's a long academy.
Yeah.
And they're not the highest paid law enforcement in the state of Oklahoma. I mean, you got Tulsa, I think county's higher. I think Edmond's higher currently.
I know if you're a first-year cop, you're in the 50,000 range.
Yeah.
Starting in Edmond.
Yeah. So to me, once you get past the initial shock of seeing 35%,
just trying to play catch up.
Yeah, and you process it.
Yeah.
You know, what goes into the job? What do we ask them to do every day? You know,
well, and the reason why I was hesitant on 35% is like, well, I hope you get it, but
how are we going to pay for it?
Start with 20%. At least you get something, because it's 35% or zero, right? I would guess. I mean, if you start off with 35% and they say no, then you're back. You go back to 20. So
So Tracy corrected me, said a 4-year degree for OHP. I was told, and I do not know, Tracy. I'm sure you were correct. I was just told by somebody that was in law enforcement that it was 2. I don't know that, so I'm sure you're right. But it requires a degree of some kind, right? And I can tell you, I could not be a trooper for a lot of reasons. I couldn't be a trooper because I don't have the right disposition. I couldn't be a trooper because I can't even fathom
What they see
with children, and I can't fathom that.
Yeah.
I just can't even. I don't even like thinking about it. And so the work they do is unbelievably important. And if we're 200 down, that means we can't find recruits. That usually means we're making more money somewhere else. So we got to do something, right? We got to be able to man the position. So now the gut reaction to us is we're almost 8%, over 8% inflation. Most experts say we're going to be at 10% inflation by the end of the year. Fuel prices are inching up. For the low level fuel yesterday, it was $3.99 in Oklahoma.
Well, Logan County is the second highest.
I know, it's crazy. We paid less in St. Louis than we paid in Logan County. We paid less on 44 east and west going and coming than we did in Guthrie.
With all the trips I had to take to the city for those days, I had to fill up, and it was after 11 o'clock, so the pumps were closed, and I filled up for $4.07.
Yeah, I just think there's I don't know. Those are all way above my pay grade. I just know that, and I get everything.
Why does gas prices change when it's already in the ground? They've already paid for that.
I heard a guy tell me it was Donovan Harden, who's a consultant in the oil industry.
Yep. He's
been in the oil industry for years, and I believe the number he said for each barrel of oil it produces, I believe he said 42. It was like 42 or 44 gallons of gas. Okay, for every barrel.
For every barrel is 42 to 44 gallons of gas.
But then you stop and you think about everything else, all the plastics, everything that we use. The majority of products we use have some sort, they're petroleum based, or there's something that's petroleum touches. And so that's where the rest of that product is going.
So that's basically a barrel of oil is basically a tank and a half for me.
Okay.
25-gallon tank.
I know yesterday I filled up outside of Tulsa, and I had 50 miles to E, and I've got a relatively big tank on that Expedition.
Yeah.
But it was 100. I had 50 miles from E, and it was $111 to fill up my Expedition.
Wow. Since they were closed. It cut off at $75. I probably could have put
wow.
10 or 15.
So I got you a quarter of a tank.
Almost full. Almost full.
But you got about what, a 22-gallon tank probably?
25, I think.
25?
I think 25. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, but there's a lot of crazy things going on. Of course, the war in Ukraine is nuts. I was in a meeting this morning with Trace said a barrel of oil is 44 gallons. So
there you go.
I couldn't remember what it was. Thank you, Tracy. But and Steve pointed out gas prices are hurting everyone's budgets. It's hurting everyone's pocketbooks.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's hurting everyone. But could you imagine I met this morning with a client that runs big rigs over, and they're in the energy business, but they have all kinds of different types of trucks. Everything from 650s to tankers to just everything.
Yeah.
Running. And he said this morning that his fuel cost with his fleet, you ready for this, has went up $8,000 a day.
I believe it, man.
A day.
I see a lot of people
crazy.
Putting gas prices on social media.
Yeah. So it hurts more. It hurts certain industries much more, obviously, than others. I'm one of the lucky ones. I just get up and drive.
You have to. You have no other choice.
I have no other choice.
If you're empty, you got to fill it up, and no matter.
Right, and we're fortunate. I mean, most of us in America are fortunate. Even if it's tight, if it's hurting. I heard somebody put this on social media. We don't have bombs hitting our buildings right now, so there's always somebody that has it worse. But it's still a financial serious hardship for a lot of people, especially when you factor in 8% inflation across the board. I mean, it's And then I saw that the IRS having a hard time getting many people's tax refunds. I don't know what any of those are, but get a tax refund back. They're saying, I mean, there's a lot of people, they're saying won't get their tax refunds back maybe even before the end of this year. I mean, which is
crazy.
For some people, that is a huge deal.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a huge deal.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's just a lot of insanity going on right now. So,
just a few things. The way you can find this podcast and all of our future stuff. Again, this is our new studio here. As you see in the background, that is Oklahoma Avenue. We're basically above Boomerang is where we're located here. Yep. And this is one set. We have multiple sets that we'll have on the show.
You got the one where we're in the bean bags laying down.
Yeah, you can watch TV.
Got a couple bear rugs. We'll be laying like this on the floor. Should be great.
Table, chairs. We got different sets for different looks. But
or just come up and have a bottle of water, drink some coffee, and shoot the bull. If you guys want to meet up here or something, just let Chris and I know, and we can kind of talk to you about what we're doing, kind of the format. Obviously, if people want to advertise through here and do things like that through podcast or just through straight advertisement, get a hold of Chris and I. We'll be glad to answer any questions, let you know. Rates very affordable, obviously.
Absolutely. So there's multiple ways you can find us here. Obviously, we'll do a lot of stuff here on Facebook. We're here on Guthrie News Page Facebook. You can also check it out on YouTube. I think I had the graphic. Will it work? Yeah. You can catch all the videos. Ding.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, graphics and everything.
We have arrived.
Except for I didn't get that lower third to come back on there. But
you just had music.
Yeah. Still got a whole bunch more production work to do, but we want to get it on there. But you on that, subscribe there on YouTube. Get there. And then if you don't want to watch us in video wise and you say the video's too much and you just want to hear the audio, you can check us out on any podcast platform. All the popular ones out there, Apple, Google, Rocket, all of them out there. Wherever you listen to podcasts, we will have them uploaded as soon as we can. And we're doing this live. Obviously, we love the interaction with all the people and talking with that. And you guys help us up with a lot of information. But some things will be recorded, and those will be uploaded to YouTube, Facebook, or wherever.
Jeff Chappell just said he wants to join us.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, it's not exactly what I said.
I was about to say.
Adding a few things in there. But no, we'd like to, like the whole thing. He did text me, but it wasn't about that. He did give me his opinion on the Oklahoma Highway Patrol, though. Would you like to hear it?
Oh, absolutely. Does he know?
Oh, he's listening.
Oh, does he know?
You know what? I won't do that to my
okay. I was like, yeah. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think.
No, I'm playing around, but but you talk to folks like Jeff. We joke about, or I give Jeff a hard time. Chris is very polite to him all the time, but he. We would never get him to do it. He would never join us. But man, what a wealth of information he would have on business. I mean, the man knows so much about business, real estate, just so many different things.
You know someone else who won't join us?
I know a lot of people won't.
Well, that's true. One for sure that I think would be great to talk with, but he won't.
Don't tell me. Is he a business owner?
No.
What type of job? Not specific, because I'll probably know who it is then, but
government.
Government. What, a politician?
No.
Okay, I was going to say a politician won't come on. Leroy.
Yeah,
Leroy.
City manager won't come on.
City manager not coming on.
And he would be so fun to talk to.
Oh, he'd be awesome.
He's fun to talk to, but it'd be fun on this platform.
But he is seasoned and wise.
Yeah. And I understand, because while 100 people would love it, there would be three people. It'd be those three people that are louder than everybody.
Yeah. And I'm going to say this again. This is my opinion. I think Leroy's the best city manager we've had since I've lived here.
Totally agree.
He's outstanding city manager.
Totally agree.
But, and we're lucky. We've got. I mean, you look at our city government, pretty darn good shape right now. Pretty darn good shape. I think we have a good council. I think we've got great staff. Great leadership with Leroy. I think our police department's running very, very well. I think our fire department's running very, very well.
Leroy,
I mean, we're very lucky.
Leroy lets those let those lead it. But man, I tell you, no offense to my council members, they make the ultimate decision. But all the work that Leroy and the staff members put together for those council members, to all the spreadsheets and all the information. I mean, that is a nonstop job in that city man. And not just Leroy, other managers have done tons and tons of work as well. But Leroy's, man, it's a lot of work, and to present all the information for the council members to make the best decision they can make. But man, that city manager job, that is nonstop. All the departments and dealing with all the council members,
economic development, dealing with everything. And then you deal, much like our Dr. Simpson with the school, our city manager and our county commissioners also have to deal with the people that don't understand how taxes work. That blame everybody for when they don't get something. Right. You know, if it's, you know, we need a new school, the city should be ashamed. Well, city doesn't have anything to do with that. You know? I
think we've gotten better.
Yeah, I think so.
I think news page and social media has helped. Yeah, it definitely has. But it's still there. Another one I think that does tons and tons of work that deserves a lot of credit is our county clerk, Troy Cole.
No doubt. She's great.
You got to know about commissioner stuff. You got to know about assessor stuff, treasurer stuff. You got to know all that stuff, all the rules and all that good stuff.
Well, and then we're really lucky too, because we've got a very tenured and wise county commissioner, our good friend from Crescent, that I think does, Monty, that does a great job. I mean, he's who I see as the leader of that group. He may not be the one that talks the most, but he's definitely the one I think that has the most wisdom and the most experience.
He's been doing it for a while.
He's been doing it a long time, and he's in touch with the people, and he listens to them. And, you know, he's fair-minded, and so we're just lucky overall that we have the people we have. You know, I think we got, you know, Judge Dool does a great job. Judge Corley does a great job. So we're just in really great shape as a community.
Absolutely. Well,
Chris Evans does a, you know, okay
decent job. Yeah. April 15th was our last open mic podcast.
Here on tax day?
Well, tax day. Some people file extensions before that.
Well, I've never heard of that before. Just got nervous. His heart rate just went up.
In fact, we got to do our taxes. We haven't opened up envelopes yet. We got to get those done. We do our own taxes. Well, let me take that back. My wife does the taxes. I assist her. My stuff gets complicated. Her stuff is all easy. Then, like, oh, this is going to be a good year.
Yeah, but you guys have a good person you guys have used for years too. That that your family's used really for a long time, right?
But we've been doing our own taxes for 3 or 4 years now.
Your own taxes? Oh, you have? I didn't know you went all 100%. I did too know that.
Yeah.
I got to get a better pill.
Yeah, the mind.
For a lot of things.
Yeah.
So, cholesterol's high.
Cholesterol's
high. Blood pressure medicine. A smart man would maybe exercise.
Hey, earlier, Phil, when we started this, could we see Oklahoma Avenue on the street?
It was blurrier, but the sun's dropping, and it's 6:56. That's a long, goodness.
How long have we been going?
I don't know, but I got a text from my wife that said, "Where are you?"
I don't know if it.
I think we've been going for over 2 hours, Chris.
Are you serious?
I think so. Yeah. I think so.
Well,
that's a little long. Sorry, guys.
And it is long. We apologize. I don't have a. Oh yeah, I think I can turn it off here. I think I can do it all here. So anyway, that's our latest and greatest, and hope to have a whole lot more.
Yeah.
It's just our schedules have been extremely busy.
We've just been gone, but do please let us know and if you want to talk about ways you can get involved or do a show or whatever, you know, get with Chris or I, either one, and let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, this has been Open Mic. We have no closing music. We'll just have,
it's very boring.
I'm going to push this button here.
Uh-oh, what happens? Please let it be Exotic Joe.
Push a button. So when I push this button, I think our mics, I don't know if our mics are still hot or not. So
if they go away, some of you will be happy. My mic's off, but thanks for joining.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks.